When you think of buying a TV, there's probably only one thing that matters: the display. Well, I beg to differ. There are a bunch of stuff that are important as well, like is it a smart TV? How good does the speaker sound? How many HDMI ports are there? A lot of stuff. Okay, so yeah, there are other things that matter too. This video is brought to you by the people at xClub. It's basically a content sharing app for Android users, so it's only available on the Play Store. I actually upload content there as well. I'll leave a link in the description. And no, this video isn't sponsored by xClub, but if you guys want to, we could work it out. Okay, if you were wondering, does it come in a box? Yes, it does. It's a big box because it's a 55-inch TV. And yeah, tearing it open, you get styrofoam up top. It is used to protect, the TV from scratching. Next up is the TV itself. You're going to need a bit of space to let it down. You also want to make sure that it's on a flat surface, so that way, your TV screen doesn't get scratched. But anyway, you're going to need to do that because first you need to put the legs or screw the legs. So yes, the very next thing you would find inside is a bag that contains the two legs or stands for the TV. And all you got to do is just screw it in, and it's actually pretty simple. It's made of metal, so it's a good weight, and that means, it would be enough to hold that 55-inch display. And yeah, they do include the screws that you're going to use, so all you need is a screwdriver, and you should be able to screw it in. So 2 screws for each leg. And once you've done that, well, yeah, you can stand it up. It's actually pretty light. To power it on, you're going to need to get the power cable, which is in a bag in the box. It's not the longest cable in the world, but I've seen shorter cables. But yeah, you basically just plug it into the back of the TV, which would be the right or left, depending on where you are. And then underneath that, you have one of the speakers. We're going to move over to the other side now, and that is where we have all of the ports. We have the LAN port, 3 HDMI ports. They're not HDMI 3. We also have the antenna, 2 USB ports, an AV in port, audio jack for headphones, and some supported speakers. So there you go, 3 HDMI ports, in case you were wondering. So we're going to go back now and plug it in and power it on. But of course, you can't power it on without the remote. So let's go back to the bag and find that remote. So the remote comes with batteries, which is nice. And then I gotta say, the remote looks great. Like, the design looks really cool. It's quite minimal, but at the same time, nice. But the coolest thing about this remote has to be the inbuilt microphone. So you can actually talk to your TV using the remote, or talk to the remote. More on that later. Like I said before, it's a 55-inch TV. It's also an Android TV, so setting it up was a little bit more than just pressing the power button. But before we go ahead and talk about the main thing, which is the display, let's talk about some of its features. It's an Android TV, so one of its perks is being able to connect to the internet, browse the web, and download apps, even games. And yes, there is an app store, but not every app is available on here. One thing to bear in mind, but the basics are like YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Prime, Netflix, and there are some cool games too, like Asphalt 8. But yeah, there is a decent number of apps, which is definitely a positive. So I guess we can say one cool feature of this TV is that it can connect to the internet. So earlier I did say that you can talk to your TV using your remote, and that's thanks to the inbuilt microphone and Google Assistant. So yes, this TV does support Google Assistant. There is a Google Assistant button on the remote. So yes, once you press that button, you can ask your TV questions, or you can ask it to do things like open an app or search for an app, and even type for you. So instead of typing on YouTube, you can actually just use your voice instead, which would have been helpful when I was signing up my Gmail. But yeah, that's definitely a feature that I would use every day instead of actually typing. And I would say the microphone quality is also pretty good. And it did get what I said about 9 times out of 10. So that's cool. Another cool and important feature would have to be the display. It's a 4K display. That's a big number. And straight up, I can say it's very pleasing to look at. I watched a couple of YouTube videos, and you easily see how detailed, clear, and colorful this display is. Yes, you can watch videos in 4K on YouTube and on Netflix, and I did try to do that, but Nine Mobile was like,
And so we don't have the capacity.
so you had to have a steady internet connection in order to, stream 4K content on here. But yeah, seriously, it is a pleasure to watch. I imagine having this in the living room and turning up the lights and just watching a movie. That'd be sick. It's not an OLED TV, sadly, so although the display is great to look at, blacks aren't completely black. So yeah, they should definitely make a version 2, maybe an X2, with an OLED panel, and I would definitely love it. Probably wouldn't afford it, but yeah. And as far as sound goes, it does do okay. Like it's really loud. At medium level, it's pretty loud. And if you increase the volume to the max, you begin to notice that it sounds a bit more muffled. You wouldn't need to go that high, so that might not be a problem. Plus, most people actually have like sound systems or a sound bar at home, so they just connect it to it. So not that big a deal. But it does sound nice. Like if you didn't have anything in your house, like you just, you know, rented an apartment and you just put the TV there. This is how it would sound.
Specs, the Ultra story, that's all still here. But it does a lot of stuff that doesn't show up on the spec sheet.
I've been saying for a while now that it is an Android TV. It runs an Android 9 Pie, I think, and has 1.5 gigabytes of RAM and 8 gigabytes of storage. But if you take away system apps, that leaves you with about 5 gigabytes. But yeah, while using a TV, just scroll around the UI, opening apps, using Google Assistant, um, going home a couple times, it worked fine. Like I did not notice any issue or stutter, which is nice. So yes, a 55-inch TV made by Infinix. Really impressed with how this came out. The only thing I might complain about might just be the lack of an OLED panel, but it's still a gorgeous TV to look at. It goes for 280,000 right now. I think I'll leave like updated prices in the description of this video. But yeah, all round it's a pretty decent TV. Like good display. It's an Android TV, good speakers, the Google Assistant feature. It's really decent. I would say if you're in the market for a 55-inch Android TV, a 55-inch 4K Android TV, you should definitely consider this. That's it. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you when you see me.